Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sporthub Podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics, Plaza Lincoln and Plaza Cadillac. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us here today. We have on with us First Academy Leesburg. We've got head coach Canh on with us and Amari Akolade on with us as well. Thank you guys for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys are off to a hot start this season, coming into the tail end of the regular season as well. 6-3 start for you guys. Great to see First Academy Leesburg, of course, winning games with a winning record this year. Coach, can you tell us about your year a little bit?
So the year leading into this year, we actually transitioned from 11-man football to 8-man football within the SSAA. And I mean, so far, nothing changed as far as Friday nights. Nothing changed as far as the quality of games, the quality of teams that we played. We actually are playing a lot of the teams that we originally played in the 11-man circles. Mm-hmm. But the transition really helped us along the way as far as being competitive again, and
right.
Being able to just have kids still come out and enjoy the love of football.
Yeah, and they really are, because you go from 11-man, you go to 8-man, and there's a bunch of programs that are having a lot of success, having done the same thing, because we know how competitive the Florida environment is.
Sure.
To be able to do that, I think is a huge thing, Coach, for sure. And then we've got Amari here, of course. You're a freshman this season, coming on to I think you got like 34 tackles this season, one of the leaders of the defense as well. What's the season been like so far?
It's been good, real competitive. 8-man is not much of a difference. We just try to put on our full effort and give it our all.
Yeah, and you are so far. I mean, think about some of the guys that you have right now. Henry Purvis, 84 for 160, 1,455 yards passing. So you're giving Purvis plenty of time in the pocket to be able to go to work this season. And I think that's one of the big things that has really helped First Academy Leesburg is to be able to throw the balls, because Purvis has 27 touchdowns this season, which is huge.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your offensive line's effort this year.
So the offensive line, we have obviously with Amari here, one of my offensive line core. We have another player, Ryder, Steinmetz. He's also another offensive line core. We have Ryan Baker as well, and also a lot of other key players that are coming and going, filling in when we need them. Being able to have limited amount of offensive linemen as a school, as most 8-man programs, but being able to have such a strong foundation for those players that we have really gives us an advantage. Gives, like you said, gives Henry a lot of time in the pocket, a lot of ability to either move around or stay in the pocket and make the throws, make the completions.
Yeah, and as far as Amari goes, what has been the biggest thing that you've learned this season? You come in your freshman year and obviously making the transition from 11-man to 8-man football. What's been the biggest learning curve for you?
Some things that I learned is that from youth to high school, like, you got to be more conditioned, because like the quarters longer, obviously, and like you really got to stick to your craft and what you have learned over your years, and stick to your fundamentals. And yeah.
How did you get into playing the sport of football? Everybody has a fun story about kind of how they got into it.
I started playing flag football for this program called I-9 when I was like 5 probably. Mm-hmm. And then I was playing flag. And then about when I was like 6, 7, I started playing Pop Warner for Leesburg. Mm-hmm. And I've just been playing since after 10U. I went to FBU, 10U FBU. I made the team and we played. And then this coach for the team was called Northside Pride. It was a national team. He wanted me. They needed a center, so I was like, I'll come play. And I went to play, and they changed the name to TME. And then I've been playing there. And then for 13U, my last season there, my last youth football season, they changed it to we combined with the team, West Orlando Jags. Mm-hmm. So the team was Trayman Jags, and we did a a lot of good things and fun things there.
Trey, man, he does a lot of good things for our community as well. Obviously playing with the Charlotte Hornets right now, got drafted, played for the Villages for many years, but it's great to see a lot of those things kind of impact the younger kids coming up through as well. Obviously, flag football is a growing sport in our area, not only for boys, but girls. We've seen the girls flag football programs really take off in the area. What's it kind of been like watching First Academy Leesburg as well? You've been there for many years now as the head football coach. What's it kind of been like watching the program develop the last couple of years?
So I've been there for 6 years, 2 as an assistant, and then the last 4, including this season as a head coach. The development of First Academy Leesburg is starting to really take off. Being able to get these players, get these young boys, from that we're K through 12 schools. So being able to get them early on for the flag football team. I ran the flag football team for middle schoolers. Being able to get them there, get the fundamentals down, whether or not they will be a lineman or a skilled player down the road, it doesn't really matter. But being able to get them that fundamental down early on and seeing how that transitions to the tackle football side of it has been tremendous in being able to develop them and also keeping them engaged in football.
Yeah. And they've been very engaged this year. Of course, 6-3. They've really bought into it this season, and have taken it right on the nose. They've been competing with a lot of teams this season. I think you guys have really shown that the transition to 8-man can be super successful, and you're one of the most successful teams to have done it recently. I mean, Real Life Christian Academy, they're having a great year as well in Claremont. So you get a bunch of teams that are having success in it, and I think that it's important for the area to know what that's all about, because just because you don't have an 11-man program doesn't mean these kids can't go out and compete. I think it's a fantastic thing that you guys are doing this season. Amari, as far as things you like to do when you're not playing football, what else are you interested in?
So after football, I play basketball. I like to play like video games like 2K, and mainly just like football stuff, football related stuff.
What's it been like being at First Academy Leesburg for you?
It's been good. One thing about like most schools, like other public schools, like the teachers, they don't really care about you. Most of the teachers at FA, they actually care about you and care like how your grades are and what you're doing.
Yeah, I think Mr. Birdsall, of course, at the school, his wife as well works as a 4th grade teacher, I believe. They're great people, and you can see why people enjoy going to First Academy Leesburg. It's the family environment. There's so many things involved that make First Academy Leesburg such a great program to be at. What are the big philosophical things that you like to tell your players on the field?
So my philosophy for my players, because I get to instill in them so young, is that, listen, you will play this great game that everybody hopefully will get a chance to play, but at the end of it, if your football career does not continue on, I want them, the players, to understand that they will hopefully become great men in our community, in our society, in Christ.
Absolutely, and that's so important. Even at the public school level, you have people that are in Lake County preaching that, and that's a fantastic thing as well. As far as the year goes, 6-3, pretty good season for your first freshman year. You got to be happy with that so far, Amari. What are the goals as you come into the tail end of the season as well? Of course, you guys have one more game against Bell Creek, then the SSAA playoffs are coming up for you guys as well. What are some of your goals that you have the rest of the year?
Like team goals or like personal?
Yeah, definitely some team and personal goals for yourself.
For team, I would say, win this next game, keep the same intensity from last Friday, the second half, and then we make a great run and we win a championship. Yeah,
that's definitely on the docket this year too, because you're going to have, I think, a 32-team bracket this season in SSAA in both 11-man and 8-man. You kind of have a different playoff structure, I think, right,
yes,
Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so how does that kind of tie into things? Because now you got a playoff system that's kind of more or less kind of like the FHSAA, where they have their playoffs, where it's a 32 team, Do you like that system in the SSAA that they moved to that?
Yes, we actually over the summer the athletic director asked for input for us on the vote for the SSAA, and after talking with Coach Birdsall, we decided to cast our vote for the current system. So I'm very happy with it. Like I said, hopefully it plays out for us. But if it does or does not, I think the overall goal was accomplished. We showed that we can still sustain a program, still continue to win, and still keep these young men engaged in the sport that we love.
Yeah, and you love it too. You've been involved in it for quite a while. What is your background? How did you end up at First Academy Leesburg as the head coach?
So it was actually funny because my wife was actually hired on as a teacher, and she's been a head varsity cheer coach for way longer than me. She actually started in Orange County, coached and taught there. And when we moved out to Lake County, we decided, hey, let's go check out some schools that we are going to put our kids in. So that's when we stumbled upon First Baptist Church and First Academy Leesburg, and then just God put it on her that, hey, let's just apply, let's get in, and she got the head coach, varsity head coach cheer job there, and from there just going to the games and just it was really pulling me to, hey, let's try to help out. Yeah. So my first year I was just a positional coach. I was coaching linebackers. Then the second year I started taking over the defense, and then from there I've been a head coach since. And
First Academy Leesburg too, you mentioned the environment. It's kind of unique because you guys play off campus. I think you're one of the only schools that actually plays off campus over at the what's it called?
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow, that's right. You're coming potentially into the final games over there at Sleepy Hollow because there's a good chance potentially you guys move over to the new rectangular fields over at Susan Street, which is kind of exciting that you're potentially going to be doing that. Is that what kind of the plan?
Yeah. So far as of right now, that is the plan. We're not new to Susan Street. We actually practice at Susan Street as early as last year. So we usually practice there, so it won't be anything changes, but I'm excited for what the city of Leesburg has planned for finishing that, completing that, and what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But I know that there are plans down the road to have our own facilities, to have our own stadium and whatnot.
That'd be really exciting. Can you let us in on any of that yet, or is it kind of
not right now, not yet. I don't think that's my place to say, but it is some good plans coming up, and I'm excited to see how that's going to turn not only our sports program but the school.
Yeah, and Amari, you mentioned that you're not just you don't just play football, you play basketball at the school as well, which is super exciting. But you're kind of the Swiss Army knife of the offense too. I mean, you play a little offense, offensive line, defensive line, end, and then you also go out and catch passes. You got a couple of catches this season as well. What has that been like, kind of being a guy that can play all sorts of positions? Because that's really important.
It's fun that you get to do a lot of different things. Football is already fun, playing one position, but when you get to play everything you love, it's pretty fun.
What's the biggest thing that Coach Bowie has taught you so far?
Biggest thing is just don't if you're losing or it's you're having a bad game, you always can come back. How to face adversity. Just always put in full work effort. And don't give up.
Yeah, you mentioned that adversary, or just what happened as far as that goes. Last week, you guys played, I think it was Geneva Christian Academy. You guys were down 22-0 in the first quarter, and you guys came back and won that game in overtime by a final score of 30-28. Fantastic turnaround for you guys. Can you talk a little bit about that game and kind of what went on? Because I saw what had happened at the end, and I was like, wow, they came back and won that game. That's fantastic, Coach.
Yeah, I'll give you a little glimpse of it from a coach's perspective, and then we'll get to Amari. So we went into halftime. I was frustrated. I could see that the boys were frustrated, and I told them, listen, we've been preparing all week to face adversity. I told the boys throughout the week, you will face adversity, whether it's right now, tomorrow, Friday, whatever it is. You need to prepare and overcome it. So going into halftime, I told them, hey, this is it. This is when the adversity comes. Either you step up and face the adversity and overcome it, or we're going to sit here and we're going to let Geneva walk all over us. Obviously, we came back in, and the ending is now etched in the walls. So,
Yeah. What was that like? Kind of like leading the game-winning drive there at the end of the game as well.
It was like fantastic because on the game-winning 2-point conversion, coach put me on the side he was running to, and I was like, I'm gonna make it happen.
So how did that end up? Like you guys went for 2 at the end of the game and won it. Like how did that play? How'd you draw that play up?
Yeah, I honestly gave it to you met Logan Stalvey before.
Yeah, we love Logan.
I said I want one of my hardest runners behind my hardest blockers, and they made it happen.
Yeah.
I said I don't know how you're gonna get in there, but you're gonna get in there, and the end spoke for itself.
It's always fun when you have the fullback in front because a lot of teams have gone away from that. But when you're in a goal line situation, when you can put a big guy in there and play old school football, I mean that can still win you games. And obviously it did win you guys the game, which is really cool. So you guys. You won your first overtime game as well, which is amazing. It's just great. You guys got to 6-3, and you guys are doing really good this season. So I want to thank you for coming on, Amari, and giving us a look into your career. We're going to be talking about you for many years to come here in the next couple of years as you continue to develop. It's really exciting to have you on.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to take our first break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll have more with First Academy Leesburg next.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub Podcast with First Academy Leesburg football. We got Ryder Steinmetz on with us, as well as head coach Bowie on with us as well. Thank you for coming on, Ryder. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, your defense is having a spectacular year so far. You want to talk about your defensive efforts? I mean, just a couple of these guys that are having big years. Race Teat is having a big year, 5 interceptions from him. Logan Stalvey has a bunch. You have a bunch of tackles. I mean, I think you have close to 50 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss so far this year. Can you just kind of talk about the defense this season? And you guys are off to a 6-3 start.
Yes, sir. So the past couple of years, we've had some good athletes come through and just teach our younger guys that have come through, especially like me, starting as a freshman. We have the senior class from my freshman year. We had Bryce Cherry and Cole Ellison. So we had some very good players come through and teach us. So, and then to go along with the coaching. So, and it just shows what good leadership coming through the program was built by Coach Canh and the previous head coach, Coach Scarborough. So, yeah, just playing just how we were taught and how we grew up playing. So, about all that comes with it.
You've been able to develop the 4 years in Coach Bowie's system, and you mentioned Coach Scarborough, who came before him as well, but you've been able to kind of develop. Can you talk a little bit about Ryder and his development through the years?
So I once again, I got the privilege of coaching Ryder in flag football, middle school flag football. He came to the program 7th grade year, and really played flag football through the year, entered into his freshman year of high school, and really just continued learning the program, learning different positions, really. Then transitioned back. He then helped me on the sidelines for the middle school flag football team, through the years, freshman, sophomore, and a little bit of junior year as well. Being able to give back and seeing that side of it, even as a coach's assistant per se, I think has really helped him develop not only his leadership skills, but also his mindset and his knowledge of the game.
Mm-hmm. Ryder, have you been at First Academy Leesburg your whole life, or how did you end up at First Academy Leesburg?
So I went to the Villages Charter School through my elementary school, and then I got into some trouble with bad kids. So so my parents ended up pulling me out, and then to go along with my two sisters, and then my older sister went to First Academy, and then once I got into middle school, that's how I got hooked into there, because they had a homeschool program that I've been playing for since then.
Yeah, what's that been like to kind of play for the Eagles the last couple of years and continue to see the program change and ebbs and flows that have come with it? Of course, going to 8-man football has been a little different for the guys this year, but you guys have had a lot of success this year. 6-3 program overall. You're hoping to end the season at 7-3 in the regular season, and then go on a playoff run as well, which is really exciting. What has that transition been like for you guys this season?
Well, in the beginning, when we first found out about it, especially as seniors, we all kind of thought Coach Canh was crazy, because we were like, what is this going to be like? Not thinking it was the same thing. And then going into spring, we were like, okay, we'll give it a shot and just see. And it, goodness, what was I about to say? Oh no, you found out that it's just the same game. You just take just a couple things away, and I think it was a great change to go to 8-man, especially having a smaller school, especially with Leesburg High School, the Villages Charter School, Tavares all around us. I mean, not having the ability to bring athletes in, so it was a great change. I mean, it got me to stick around, especially us winning now, not having constant losing seasons and playing teams that are a lot better than us. So
I think that's another thing, is that 8-man really allows you to be competitive on a really nice competitive level. Whereas if you win 1-2 games, that's how it was. But now that you have the opportunity, you've got plenty of guys with the 8-man to choose from. What makes 8-man a little bit different? Like who are you missing as far as players go, for those that don't know what 8-man is, the difference between 8-man and 11-man?
So obviously the big key difference is the 8 from the 11 players, the field size and the roster size. So for a roster, you can't have over 25 on your roster. The key difference for me and our program is based on who we want to take out. For me, I take out 2 tackles, 2 offensive tackles, 2 defensive tackles, and an extra linebacker on defense, and a quote unquote fullback for offense. But overall, I mean, we run a double wing offense, so it doesn't change much for us as far as that. And I think overall, I mean, we have, like you said, we have seen success. And the ability to keep these young men engaged.
We've seen 7-on-7s rise as well in the area. Is it kind of similar to 7-on-7 with like an extra guy as far as that would go? I mean, 7-on-7, you're not tackling guys, and it's kind of 2-hand touch. But we've also seen the 7-on-7s rise as well. Is it kind of similar to as far as that would go?
I believe it's only similar because of the close number of players on the field. But you still have your linemen, you still have your traditional linemen and whatnot on the field. However, you can only have a certain amount on the line, and same goes as for eligible receivers. So
Logan, how did you kind of get into the sport of football? I mean, excuse me, Ryder, how did you kind of get into the sport of football?
Getting into the sport of football was, I mean, it's just I've grown up watching football, and my grandpa, my mom's dad, he got me hooked into the Michigan Wolverines, and and then my dad's a Georgia fan, so I've always just loved the sport, and then getting the opportunity to actually play for the Eagles and Coach Canh, and that's how I just got hooked into the sport.
What's been your best memory so far as you come up to your senior year? Because I know there's so many memories that you've had throughout the years, but are there any that like stick out to you that you've enjoyed?
Probably this last game. Coming back 22-6, coming out of halftime, me thinking in my head that if we go into halftime losing like that, normally as a team we give up, and seeing the team not give up and coming back and sticking to the plan and sticking to what Coach Canh has taught us through the week was adversity, and And that was just a big moment. And then coming back and winning overtime, just excited to celebrate with the team and everything else. So.
How cool was that? We were talking with Amari before this, and he was talking about a little bit about the game-winning drive that you guys went on. But that was huge to come down there and then go for 2 for the win, and you guys were able to win. They were down 22-0. I mean, that's whether it's 8-man or 11-man, being down 22-0 is very difficult to come back. A lot of things have to go your way in the second half, and the defense came out in the second half and looked like a different unit. What was that like coming out of the half and just kind of like shutting Geneva down?
It was pretty cool. I mean, just seeing especially them throwing the ball so much. I mean, just seeing the ball just float in the air, and then all of our guys just coming in and just flying through the air just to grab the ball.
Ryder, you're coming into the tail end of your senior year here. What is your advice to younger guys?
Just to stay disciplined, stay disciplined. Listen to your coaches. Your coaches will have the best advice for you. Especially all of our coaches, they've played the sport. They know how to play, and with you not knowing anything, especially coming in as a freshman, just listen to them. They're smart. They're really smart. And then keeping your body healthy, staying hydrated. That's a big thing. Not cramping, because cramps, especially with a player like me, when everybody looks at me when there's a big play on the line, I'm sitting here on the sideline with a cramp. I mean, that affects my team. So just no cramps mean a better season for you and your team. So just keep your body healthy and stay positive.
Yeah, Florida's the kind of the capital as far as leg cramps go early in the year. Now it's starting to cool off a little bit, but Coach, would you second that?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I harp on staying hydrated and not cramping. We haven't had a cramp in 2 years, so it's been great.
Yeah, definitely. As far as advice for young coaches go, what is your advice to young coaches?
My advice for young coaches, especially if you're getting into the world of coaching high school, is to find yourself a mentor. One of my mentors that I had was Coach Kevin Scarborough. He mentored me when I first came to the program. He mentored me through the transition from a defensive coordinator under him to a head coach. I continuously still go to him for coaching advice, whether it be about football, about life, about young men, how to lead them. My definitely advice is find yourself a mentor, whether it's somebody at the school, somebody you trust, somebody that you believe has the knowledge of just more than the game, and sticking with them and letting them develop you like Coach Scarborough did for me.
Absolutely. And what's Coach Scarborough up to these days anyways? He's
now the assistant athletic director for the school, and he just kind of oversees the development of all the athletes. And he's doing an amazing job with that.
Absolutely. And you guys are as well. You're continuing to build the First Academy Leesburg program up. We're very excited for what the remainder of the season has for you guys. Hopefully you guys can go out there and contend for a championship this year. Haven't said that in a long time for First Academy, so that's really exciting, guys.
Sir.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you guys for coming on board. I want to thank UF Health Medical Group, Orthopaedics, Plaza Lincoln, and Plaza Cadillac. I'm Kyle Coppola, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub next week.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.